All right, let's get talking. Annoyed by the Negroid you avoid. This is a Yemeni Jew. The Yemeni Jews, of course, come from or resided in Yemen. According to Hebrew Israelite belief, you are what your father is. Um, Regardless of whether or not one would want to argue that this is an Arab convert or not, putting that aside, just going by the biblical narrative, he still is a Semite. He still traces back to Shem or Sem, according to the Bible, because the people of Arabia supposedly descend from Ishmael, the son of Abraham, and Abraham ultimately traces to um, Shem, according to the uh, text of the Bible. So then going into this, and notice his profile, notice his features. This is dealing with the Shasu. Okay, so this is breaking it down, saying that Shasu means nomad, and claiming that this word equals Jew. Usually it's interpreted as saying that it is Yahoo, or has that it's in form of saying the name Yahweh, the God of the Israelites. Now notice this profile. Notice the nose, the beak-like nose. Okay, and then going into this, again, the beak-like nose, even the hair is similar between this image and this image. So this lets us know that we're dealing with the same type of people. This is simply these people in color. And then going over here to this, we see similar color, similar skin tone. All right. Now, this man has all of the main characteristics of people described as Negro or Negroid. He has the thick lips, he has the kinky hair, he has the relatively broad nose with large nostrils. This is a black man. The majority of Gambians belong to the Mandinka tribe. The second most, I think, largest tribe in that area are the Wolof, and then you have the Fulas. But those are the three main tribes, and those are the main languages that are spoken. Many people, however, regardless of tribe, still speak either Fula or Wolof, or I'm sorry, or I should say Mandinka, or Wolof. And there were people of the Mandingo, who were transported as slaves to the New World. But clearly, he differs in phenotype from the Semitic Shasu, or the Semitic Jews of Yemen. All right, so we can close this up. And now we will go into Zondervan, which is something that uh, Hebrew Israelites like to use. It says here, Ham, perhaps Hot, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. Unfortunately, it's covering up a lot of what I'm trying to show you. This is not good that they have this covering it up. But anyways, let me see if I can find something better where it's not covering up the text. I'm trying to read through that. Okay, so now hopefully it will show up where I can simply read it. Okay, so somebody has it on Facebook. Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, uh, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Okay, so going into this, which is a website called the Hamitic World, which shows images of Ethiopians, you can see this man's profile and note that he has a similar profile to the Semitic people, only his skin tone is darker. Notice again, similar projecting nose. Notice narrow nose. Again, beak-like nose, beak nose, beak nose, beak nose. Some may have wider noses than others. Beak pretty much uh, similar nose. Beak nose, beak nose. Just notice the beak noses. Okay. Beak nose, beak nose. Just pay attention. Also, even this, and notice that the hair texture. Beak nose, beak nose. Okay, now show you something else. We can close this out, and we can look at this Saudi is another example of a Semitic person. Again, the beak nose. Now we will deal with who came up with this whole Zondervan. Back to these people, those Semites. Okay, and Zondervan brothers. This is who you Hebrew Israelites are going around propagating this whole Africans are Hamites claim. The House of Zondervan. Notice the two white guys. They're the ones who put that out or allowed it to be put out. And now we will deal with somebody else, a book, important book that came out called The Races of Africa. Races of Africa. Seligman's book on Africa is almost a tour de force in condensation. As an introduction to the study of African peoples and culture, it will be the greatest blah blah blipty blah. Okay, let's open this up. Races of Africa, published 12 July 1930. Okay, going on down. Going on down. Let's see. Does it show what I need it to show? Um, uh, okay, let's see. Okay, this one doesn't give the citation I want, so but they're praising that book at the time. Let's see if I can find it without having to sort of cheat. And I'm gonna have to cheat a bit. You have to know how to search for these things. True Negroes. The True Negroes. Seligman. This is the person who put out the book The Races of Africa. A guy named Seligman. Okay, here it says Nilotes, Hamites, and True Negroes. Anthropology and the Discursive Economy of Race in Africa. The Macmillan Center Council on African Studies. Hopefully this will have it. Right. So you say, how could they have something talking about okay, still are, wouldn't say hiding it, but I will find it because I have seen it and I can show it to you. What I'm talking about. Okay, let's take again. Now, where are we gonna find it? Hopefully, I won't have to make another video on this. It says true Negroes mainly confined to the neighborhood of the Guinea coast. So we're going to go back again. And I'm going to get this. We're going to look at this. True Negroes, uh, Bantu. Let's see what comes up when I put this in. We need to see all these. University of Chicago. C.G. Seligman, Races of Africa. Okay. Now, um, let's get rid of this. It says this book is a revision of the handy volume which was published in 1930. It has been widely used because of the simple style and popular treatment of a most difficult subject. Going down, see this, it says this, however, does not mean that Races in Africa, herein reviewed, is not a publication of some consequences. The effort is worthwhile. The author undertakes to discuss these races under the captions of Bushmen, Hottentots, Negritos, the true Negro, Hamites, half Hamites, Nilotes or Nilotes. I say, I've heard most people say Nilotes, Bantu, and Semites. This classification shows the usual run of the Caucasian's mind. According to their way of looking at it, the true Negro is only the man farthest down, the perfectly black forest native of kinky hair, flat nose, and prognathic jaw. All others are mixed with the Asiatics and Europeans. Okay, and then it goes on to yeah, but it's anyways. This is what uh, was claimed. So this is how you could have, again, the idea that there could be of there being people who were not Negroes, you know, as whatever the that Zondervan was claiming. And then go on to what Seligman. Hamites. What did he say about Hamites? Okay, let's see. Charles Gabriel Seligman and the Hamitic hypotheses or hypothesis. Okay, that's him. Okay. It says Charles Seligman is probably best known for his ethnographic work on the races of Africa. He recognized four major distinct races of the African continent: Bushmanoids or Bushmen, Pygmies or Negritos, Negroids, and Caucasoids, Hamites in parentheses. Further, the Hottentots, according to Seligman, are a mixture of Bushmanoid, Negroid, and Hamitic. As a staunch proponent of the Hamitic theory in his work, Seligman asserts that Hamitic Caucasoid, North and Northeast Africans were responsible for introducing non-Semitic Afro-Asiatic languages, Berber, Cushitic, Egyptian, into Africa, as well as civilization, technology, and all significant cultural developments. Okay. Okay, let's close this out right there. Wait. Okay, so going back. So that is what he claimed. You already seen the beating those people. And I showed you before. In another book, all of these books and others were used as justifications for the colonization of Africa and the enslavement of people like him or his female counterpart. The Negro, a beast. Going into books. The Negro beast or an image of God. Charles Carroll. Let's see, going into let's see if I can find how to get this. Okay, books. Because this was actually an old book. It wasn't written in 1991. I have a hard time making this adjustment. See, this is the default. The Negro, a beast. No preview. Published 1900. Let's see what it says. Overview. Anyways, I will let that be all for now.